Did you know that without realizing it, you might be poisoning your body every day? Something as simple as your daily tea ritual could be contributing to your health problems. Most of us enjoy a cup of tea to relax, warm up during cold weather, or just as a part of our routine. But what if I told you that the very way you drink your tea could be doing more harm than good? Tea is one of the most popular beverages worldwide. In fact, it ranks as one of the top drinks across many countries. People drink it for comfort, social occasions, and even health benefits. While it's enjoyed around the globe in places like the UK, the United States, and other countries, tea consumption is very common and often tied to tradition and daily habits. Now, when it comes to tea, there's a preference for convenience. In fact, a large percentage of tea drinkers choose tea bags over loose leaf tea. Why? It's simple. Tea bags are quick, easy to store, and cheaper than their loose leaf counterparts. But as convenient as it is, there's a hidden danger lurking in your tea bag. The shocking discovery. Researchers from McGill University in Montreal have made some alarming discoveries about the plastic content in tea bags. In their study, they found that most tea bags contain microplastics and nanoplastics that are released into the tea when brewed. They tested tea from different brands and analyzed the tea bag material itself. The results were shocking. Almost 96% of the tea bags tested were found to contain peat plastic, the same material used in plastic water bottles. But the problem doesn't stop there. A more recent study from the Autonomous University of Barcelona, UAB, in 2024 has revealed even more disturbing findings. They discovered that when tea bags are used to prepare an infusion, enormous quantities of nano-sized particles and nanofilamentous structures are released. The scale of the problem. The problem isn't just with the plastic itself, but with the quantity. According to the UAB study, one cup of tea could contain over 1.2 billion microplastic particles when brewed with polypropylene tea bags. Cellulose tea bags release about 135 million particles per milliliter, while nylon 6 bags release approximately 8.18 million particles per milliliter. To put this into perspective, studies show that humans unknowingly consume between 32,000 and 56,000 microplastic particles every year from various sources. The amount released from a single tea bag dwarfs this figure, potentially exposing tea drinkers to billions of particles in just one cup. While we don't yet fully understand the long-term effects of microplastics on human health, there's enough research to suggest they're doing significant harm. These particles can damage the mucosal lining of the gut, leading to inflammation and leaky gut syndrome. Microplastics can alter the balance of beneficial bacteria in your digestive system, potentially leading to various health issues. Many plastics contain chemicals known as endocrine disruptors, which can interfere with your hormonal system. This can lead to issues with thyroid function, reproductive health, and even increase the risk of certain cancers. The UAB study found that these plastic particles can be absorbed by intestinal cells and even enter the cell nucleus, potentially interfering with genetic material. Recent research has shown that people with higher levels of microplastics in their blood vessels had a 4.5 times higher risk of heart attack, stroke, or death. Microplastic particles have been observed to damage cells of the immune system, potentially compromising our body's defense mechanisms. Exposure to microplastics can increase oxidative stress in the body, which is linked to various chronic diseases and accelerated aging. While more research is needed, there are concerns that long-term exposure to these particles could increase cancer risk. Although the focus is on ingestion, some microplastics can become airborne and be inhaled, potentially causing respiratory problems. These particles can accumulate in various organs over time, including the liver, kidneys, and even the brain, potentially leading to long-term health issues. New findings on microplastic toxicity. Recent studies have uncovered even more alarming effects of microplastics on human health. Researchers at the University of Eastern Finland have found that microplastics can alter the shape of human lung cells and affect their proper functioning. This could lead to respiratory issues and increased susceptibility to lung diseases. Another groundbreaking study from the University of Rhode Island discovered that microplastics could act as carriers for harmful pathogens. The rough surface of microplastics provides an ideal environment for bacteria and viruses to attach and survive, potentially introducing these pathogens into our bodies when we consume microplastic contaminated food or beverages. the silent threat to reproductive health. Emerging research has highlighted a concerning link between microplastic exposure and reproductive health issues. A study published in the Journal of Hazardous Materials found that microplastics can accumulate in the placenta during pregnancy, potentially affecting fetal development and increasing the risk of pregnancy complications. Male fertility is also at risk. Scientists at the University of Vienna have observed that microplastics can penetrate human sperm cells, potentially damaging DNA and reducing sperm quality. This could contribute to the global decline in male fertility rates observed in recent decades. Neurological impacts of microplastics. Perhaps most alarmingly, new evidence suggests that microplastics may have neurological effects. A study from the University of Portsmouth found that microplastics can cross the blood-brain barrier, accumulating in brain tissue. This raises concerns about potential impacts on cognitive function, memory, and even the development of neurodegenerative diseases. Researchers at Duke University have also found a correlation between higher levels of microplastic exposure and increased rates of attention deficit disorders in children. While more research is needed, these findings suggest that the neurological impacts of microplastics could be far-reaching and long-lasting. The environmental toll. Beyond human health, the environmental impact of plastic tea bags is devastating. As these bags break down, they release microplastics into soil and water systems, affecting entire ecosystems. Marine life is particularly vulnerable, with many species mistaking microplastics for food. This not only harms individual animals, but disrupts entire food chains. A recent study from the University of Exeter found that microplastics from tea bags are contributing to the decline of soil-dwelling organisms, which play a crucial role in maintaining soil health and supporting plant growth. This could have far-reaching consequences for agriculture and global food security. Industry response and regulatory challenges. As awareness of the microplastic problem grows, some tea companies are taking steps to address the issue. Several major brands have pledged to phase out plastic tea bags in favor of biodegradable alternatives. However, progress is slow, and many companies continue to use plastic-based materials in their products. Regulatory bodies are also beginning to take notice. The European Union has proposed new regulations to limit the use of intentionally added microplastics in products, including tea bags. However, implementation and enforcement of these regulations remain challenging. Consumer action and alternatives. In light of these findings, what can consumers do to protect themselves and the environment? Here are some expanded suggestions. Switch to loose leaf tea. This is the most effective way to avoid plastic exposure from tea bags. Invest in a quality tea infuser and explore the world of loose leaf teas. Not only will you reduce your plastic exposure, but you'll also likely enjoy a higher quality tea experience. Choose plastic-free tea bags. If you prefer the convenience of tea bags, look for brands that use unbleached paper, organic cotton, or other natural materials. Be wary of terms like silken or mesh bags, as these often contain plastic. Brew mindfully. If you must use plastic-based tea bags, consider cold brewing or using lower water temperatures. This may reduce the amount of microplastics released, though it won't eliminate the problem entirely. Support eco-friendly brands. Choose tea companies that prioritize sustainability in their packaging and production methods. Look for certifications like plastic-free or compostable packaging. Advocate for change. Write to tea companies and local representatives, expressing your concerns about microplastics in tea bags. Support initiatives and policies aimed at reducing plastic use in food packaging. Educate others. Share information about the risks of microplastics in tea bags with friends and family. The more people are aware of the issue, the more pressure there will be for industry-wide changes. Explore alternatives. Consider other beverages or herbal infusions that can be prepared without plastic packaging. Fresh mint or ginger tea, for example, can be made easily at home without any plastic exposure. Looking to the future. As we become more aware of the pervasive nature of microplastics in our environment and their potential health impacts, it's clear that systemic changes are needed. The issue of microplastics in tea bags is just one part of a larger plastic pollution crisis that affects every aspect of our lives. Researchers are continuing to investigate the long-term effects of microplastic exposure on human health and the environment. As more data becomes available, we can expect to see stricter regulations on the use of plastics in food packaging and other consumer products. In the meantime, it's up to us as consumers to make informed choices and demand better from the products we use every day. By being mindful of our tea consumption habits and opting for plastic-free alternatives, we can protect our health and contribute to a more sustainable future. Remember, every cup of tea you drink is a choice. Make it a choice that aligns with your health and environmental values. Together, we can work towards a world where our daily rituals, like enjoying a cup of tea, don't come at the cost of our health or the planet's well-being. I thank you for taking the time to learn about this critical issue. By making small changes in our daily habits, we can collectively make a significant impact. Let's raise our cups to a healthier, more sustainable future, one plastic-free sip at a time. If you enjoy learning about the hidden truths behind everyday products and want to join the journey toward a healthier you, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for being here and supporting our mission to spread health conscious